Freddy Krueger, Freddy the 13th, get the hell out of here. Huh? Hey, yo, where's the zookeeper that left this thing out of the cage? I lost my appetite. Yeah, I lost my appetite, ladies and gentlemen. Tell the gigolo and the zookeeper to keep this out of the premises. Please. Put a leash on it or something. Stop. Hold on. There's a lot of people making videos out there saying that Claressa Shields apologized to Shadeja Green 3 days after she saw Shadeja Green get carried out in a stretcher in Madison Square Garden. Man, please. Let's read what Claressa Shields had to say, because this don't sound like an apology to me. Boxing beef to the side, real quick. Prayers up for Shadeja Green. Oh, now you want to pay for Shadeja Green? Now you want to pay 3 days later, huh? This sport ain't just entertainment for y'all. This is our real life. We risk everything every time we step in the ring. Respect to any fighter with the heart to do it. Stay strong, Green. Why you didn't say that right after the fight? Remember, you went after the people saying, if it was me, you guys wouldn't be saying, the good things. You guys will be flaming me, basically. And rightfully so, with your little attitude and stuff like that. You don't get the benefit of the doubt from the people, Shadeja Green get the benefit of the doubt because she carried herself with respect. But of course, we don't want to see nobody getting carried out in the stretcher and stuff like that, even though that we know the nature of the sport, right? But I don't think that Claressa Shields was sincere. It took 3 days, and then she said during that live that she squashed the beef with her. And prayers. I don't even know that Claressa Shields know how to pray. Somebody need to smack her with a bucket of holy water. That's what need to happen to Claressa Shields. Somebody need to splash her with a bucket of holy water. Get right with God. Because it seems like Claressa Shields, she prays. She ain't praying to God. She ain't praying to Jesus Cristo. She's probably praying. She praying to Jesus. Probably Jesus. You know what I'm saying? The dude that delivered the Chinese food for her and stuff like that. But or do some landscaping work, but not Jesus Christ. The one that sacrificed, the one that died for our sins, not him. Shit. Anyway. On side note, people are saying, damn, yo, Papoose should leave this situation. You know what I'm saying? There's some other people that be like, yo, damn, trying to look out for Claressa Shields. Like, yo, she in a bad situation. Look out for the situation with you and Papoose. Papoose still married and stuff like that. Yeah, we've been talking about that for months. Papoose ain't never gonna get divorced, all right? Papoose ain't never gonna get a divorce from Remy Ma. And it doesn't seem like it's been like, 2 years already? And it doesn't seem like Claressa Shields is stressing that. She only stressed that out when people, trying to shame her with it, right? During social media and stuff like that. Maybe she's in too deep. Maybe she's a sucker for love, sucker for lust. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people that has been through that situation, love, too deep in love. Love is blind and it could take over your mind. It happens to the people, but in her situation, it's like, first people was feeling sorry for her. Now, people don't even give a damn. Now she's the laughing stock because she take it as when people trying to look out for her, she take it like, yo, y'all hating. Ain't nobody hating on your situation. People trying to look out for you. People want you to pull out from that situation. But look, I think that she's contractual. She's contractual with Win Records and Papoose, and I think when we're gonna see a split is when that contract is near the end, right? That's the way that it works in the sport of boxing or any contract, right? And I think that Papoose is doing whatever he needs to do to protect his investments. And if you look at a boxing contract, if you look at the situation with that contract is, um, the $8 million. She haven't got the $8 million left. I believe that she got her $3 million bonus. But if you ever read a boxing contract, all I can say that damn, I think that Claressa Shields should truly get an attorney, really check out the contract that she did sign, because Win Records and Salida, if why would I was thinking about this, like, and I've been talking about this for quite some time, but I think that a lot of people don't know too much of the business of boxing. So that type of topic it gets kind of boring and stuff like that. But Salida Promotions needed Win Records to sign Claressa Shield again, and that was kind of odd. That's why it's been odd since day one. What is Win Records doing with Claressa Shields? Um, how they gonna make money off Claressa Shields? Now we all know that her last fight, if y'all didn't know, she didn't get more than probably $1.2 million because the zone paid for the sanctioning fee, right? And it was a $1.6 million. So they have to split that $1.6 million with her and all the fighters that was in that card. So of course you're gonna get the most of the lion's share, and probably Franchard Crew de Jour gonna get probably maybe 100,000, 120, 150, maybe. And Claressa, and then the other fighters, they're gonna get that 25,000, 50,000. If you add all that thing up, right? Because it was only 1.6 million. How do Win Records and City Promotions make money? Whatever is left of that 1.6 million, and also the endorsements, the ticket sale, the gate, that doesn't go to Claressa Shields. That goes to Win Records, because of course they're the one. Win Records got to make some money out of it, right? They just ain't gonna give $3 million bonus to Claressa Shields. So in a contract, right? If you ever read a contract, they're all gonna make their money, and how, where are they gonna find these next opponents to give Claressa Shields the quality minimum, or minimum guaranteed? I don't believe the maximum guaranteed, but the minimum guaranteed, because there's no more opponent for Claressa Shields. That's what she was saying, that Shadeja Green effed up the bag. No, you effed up the bag. In the end of the day, she signed with MVP. Why would Shadeja Green go to the zone? Because in boxing, if she's with MVP got an exclusive deal with ESPN. Shadeja Green goes to another network like The Zone, she's going to have to give 20% of her purse to MVP promotion if she goes outside of the network ESPN. So they won't do that, right? That's where you're going to see Michaela Mayer fighting Chantel Cameron. You're going to see Shadeja Green's fight within her promotional company. You're going to see Claressa Shields begging for Lauren Price, who is with Boxer Promotion, and probably they could get her because Boxer's gonna need some type of money, because they're almost in the same situation as Salida, right? They are a minor promotional company at this point, right? She's talking about that she would like to fight Michaela Mayer. She says she's going back down to the 160-pound division. You know why she's going back to the 160-pound division? Because ain't nobody up there. They know that they need some opponents for them to give her the minimum guarantee. And it doesn't seem like it. Let me tell you like this. 2 more fights later down the line, there's going to be some issues, big issues. And there's going to be, this is when I believe that you're going to see the tension between the business of Salida, Win Records, Papoose, and Claressa Shields if she doesn't wake up. Because if Michaela Mayer could easily be like, you know what, I want to fight the rematch with Alicia Baumgartner and stay, and that would be a huge fight for ESPN, right? That would be a huge fight. Like, they don't need Claressa Shields. Claressa Shields need them more than they need Claressa Shields, right? You don't even know if Amanda Serrano will be like, yo, I want to give a Michaela Mayer a fight. You never know. So I think that Claressa Shields is really going to go life and death trying to promote a Lauren Price, which nobody knows in the U.S. really. I don't know how Win Records and Salida Promotion are gonna make money off off of this situation and still pay Claressa Shields. There's gonna be a rude awakening. I think that that's when Claressa Shields probably gonna wake up. If she doesn't, then she's just in too deep that she don't even see the business side. She just see she just see the love. She just see Papoose, and she don't see nothing else. Um, but remember, this is a business. Everybody's here to make money, but she doesn't have no opponents left. She doesn't have no opponents left. Um, the egg that they're gonna have to start having an exit plan. Um, because long term, this contract long term, and she says she want to have a baby. What by the end of by the end of this year or next year, that ain't gonna happen. Um, you going right now. It's all good and dandy. They'll get a Lauren Price. They'll probably get Lauren Price to get paid maybe what 75,000, 90,000, 100,000. I want to see how much she got paid her last fight to see how much she was willing to pay. We already heard French on Crew de Jean said that she got paid less fighting Claressa Shields than her previous bouts. That's surprising, and that's because Claressa Shields needs to keep the lion's share. The less her opponents make, the more that she's gonna be happy, and the more they could give her off that licensing fee. But she's not gonna make $2 million per fight with none of these opponents. She needed the build of Shadeja Green. Um, that's why she's have to be in desperate measures to go back down to 160, and maybe she will have to squeeze to 154 as well. Um, that's what it is. I'm telling you, the backs is gonna be against the wall. You heard it here first. Y'all already know. We're gonna go through the contracts later on tonight, live. Stay tuned. This is Punch on Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself. Love you, God bless, and on to the next.